Hey, today I'm going to give you the top 8 neighborhoods to live in Austin, Texas right now. There's a lot of neighborhoods to choose from. If you're moving into the area, I'm sure you're like me and wondering what the neighborhood's like, what does it feel like, what's the vibe? I'm going to go through and break that down for you today. And then be sure and stay till the end of the video. I'm going to cover a few hidden gem neighborhoods that I let my clients know would be a great area to move into, and I'll explain why. Stay till the end. My channel is Austin, Texas Area Living. Please subscribe, give us some comments on this video, like the video, and let us know other videos that you'd like to see. Let's dive right into it. So going through the neighborhoods, and these are in no particular order. I'm going to start with Crestview. I'm actually going to do a combo on this neighborhood. Crestview, Allendale, Brentwood, and Rosedale. This is the northwest side of central Austin. And this is a huge area that was built in the 60s, 50s, 70s timeframe. It used to be the outskirts of Austin, is now considered central Austin. It's a great area to live in. It's a great location. You're right off Mopac, which runs north through south in Austin. And then you're right off 2222, which is also known as Koenig and changes names a few times. But that's a road that runs east to west through Austin. You're going to have a lot of shopping in this area, a lot of local shops, as well as restaurants, a lot of local restaurants, some really good food in this area. You'll want to check out Jay and my team. She made a video that really dived deep into this area. It's a very family-oriented area, lots of great schools, according to greatschools.org, so you'll want to check that out. But you'll want to look at this area. A lot of really cute older homes. A lot of them are remodeled or in the process of being remodeled. And then there's been some teardowns where they've built newer homes as well. So it's a great area to live in. If you're wanting your own home, it's a great area of Austin to live in. So check out Crestview, Allendale, Rosedale, and Brentwood, all in the northwest side of Austin. The next neighborhood, and this is one of my personal favorites, I live in this area, is the Mueller development. And it goes by Miller. So a lot of locals here say Miller. It's spelled M-U-E. L-E-R. And what this area is, they took the old Austin airport, relocated it to the south and east side of Austin, and they developed a huge planned community. It's got single family homes, townhomes, apartments, condos, businesses, restaurants, parks. It's a very planned development. And then around that area, you're going to actually get some older homes that were already here. Cherrywood, Dellwood, Windsor Park. Some of those neighborhoods are also, I would correlate to this Mueller area. And so this area is great. It's on the east side. It's right off I-35 and Airport Boulevard area, 51st area. It's a great, both neighborhoods that I've mentioned actually are a great place to commute into downtown. If you're working into downtown, or if you're working up north, you can get to the north side pretty quickly from these neighborhoods. And overall, they're very accessible to all parts of town. The reason I like this area is it's considered walkable, at least within the community. There's a lot of shopping, dining, parks. There's scooters in this area, so you can get to places pretty quickly. You're going to get some really good food, just like the previous neighborhood that I mentioned. Very family oriented. Again, great schools, greatschools.org. Very family oriented. The Mueller the Mueller neighborhood surrounds the Mueller Park. And so there's a big lake. That park and another park nearby hosts the farmers market every week. The park itself has concerts. We just went last week for a concert in the park. So you're going to get a lot of community activities in this neighborhood. Very diverse, very, like I said, family oriented, but all ages and all types of living in this area. So it's a really neat area that you should check out. If you check out my video, Living in Central Austin, it covers this neighborhood as well. The next area that I'm going to cover is downtown. So downtown is really unique. It's going to be, you probably will be living in an apartment or a high-rise condo. It's changed over the years. It's still changing. Every time I drive by downtown, I still see cranes. There's still buildings going up. It's a growing area. Rainy Street is a great option to live in. It used to be a bunch of older homes, but now it's mostly high-rise condos that have gone into the downtown area. Living in downtown, you're going to get access to, again, great food. There's lots of great food in Austin, but especially in downtown. You're also going to get access to a lot of employers. If you work in downtown and you live in downtown, it's a really easy commute. And then you're going to get a lot of nightlife. You have Dirty 6th Street, you have East 6th Street, you have the Rainy Street area, which I mentioned, you have West 6th Street. Lots of places to go have a drink, a cocktail, go listen to music. We have festivals down there. There's also a farmer's market downtown. And then lastly, you're going to be right over the water. So you have all the bike paths, running paths, the boardwalk, the kayaking, the paddleboarding. All of that is really right next to downtown. All of it's really accessible, and you really don't have to leave if you want somewhere that you just stay in one area if you're working down there. So downtown is a great place to consider. The next area that I will talk about is East Austin. So I covered Mueller. Mueller is east, but it's a little more north and not really considered East Austin. East Austin is pretty much from the river all the way up to, I would say, we could say 38th Street. And it's all east of I-35. And then it can go pretty far east, but I will use in this scenario 183 as the cutoff. This area is a really popular place, especially for people that are working in the tech scene or working downtown. There's a lot of great access into downtown from East Austin. And it has a mix of homes. It has a mix of older homes that have either been remodeled or maybe they're still in their original condition. And then there's also a lot of homes that have been torn down and made into new homes. And a lot of times in this area, the homes have actually been made into two homes, front house and a back house. We call that a condo regime or AB unit or a 1-2 unit. And it's a little denser than I would say some of the suburbs. But again, you have the proximity to downtown. And then there's a lot of employers that are also on the east side of Austin. So if you work with one of those employers, living in the east side of Austin might be a great way to have walkability to your employer. Also, East Side is known for nightlife, coffee shops, events, live music, similar to downtown, but you're not going to have a lot of the tall high rises. You're going to have more single homes and apartments on the east side. So that is East Austin. So one of the things people like about East Austin is just its vibe. It's really got that Austin feel to it. It's got a lot of creativity, a lot of arts going on mixed with tech. And so it's got a unique vibe with a lot of local restaurants, a lot of local shops, a lot of local bars, similar to some of the other areas I covered, but it has its own personality. So you'll want to go to a coffee shop, check it out, get the feel for East Austin. The next neighborhood that I'm going to cover is Travis Heights. Travis Heights is south of the river, south of downtown, off of South Congress and I-35, in between that area. Some really beautiful older homes, really neat homes. You'll want to check out this area. And you're going to have access to downtown, which is close by if you work there, but also all of South Austin, all of the shopping that goes on in the suburbs beyond Austin, as well as South Congress. So South Congress is an area that has lots of shopping, lots of dining. It's growing up over the years. It used to be smaller, and now we're getting some high rises and some higher end stores, higher end restaurants. But it's still a great Austin area. It's very well known. A lot of people visit there. Great place to go buy cowboy boots and go shopping, coffee shops, restaurants, dining, like I mentioned. A great place to go have a drink in the evening. And there's a lot of people moving about, walking about the South Congress area. And so Travis Heights is a neighborhood that's walkable into that area. A lot of people love living in that area because of the walkability in the evenings and on the weekends, and then the convenient access to downtown, as well as commuting up and down I-35. So Travis Heights is a neighborhood that you'll want to check out. The next neighborhood in Austin that I'm going to talk about is Zilker. Zilker is a highly coveted neighborhood in the Austin area. It's got access to Zilker Park, and Zilker Park is a huge park in the middle of Austin downtown, or a little bit west of downtown, I should say. And a lot of events take place in Zilker. So you have Austin City Limits, ACL Music Festival. You have Trail of Lights, which is happening around the holiday time, and Zilker Kite Fest. A lot of other events happen in this park. So it's a central area to Austin, and then the river runs right through there, and you have Barton Springs and lots of jogging trails, sports that take place in that park. If you want to just go out and throw the frisbee to your dog, all kinds of stuff takes place in that park and in that area. Lots of walkability in that area. Some really great older homes similar to Travis Heights. And then you have access to Lamar, which is a road on the west side of Austin that runs north and south with lots of shopping and restaurants. And so that area is a really beautiful area. It's also a higher price point, so that's something you'll want to consider. Also, great schools, according to greatschools.org. You'll just want to check out the homes in that area in Zilker. The next neighborhood that I'm going to cover is Hyde Park, and I'm also going to combine it with North Loop, which is north of Hyde Park. So Hyde Park was actually considered one of the first suburbs of Austin. Now it's deep in the middle of central Austin, and it's a really community-oriented neighborhood, as most of the neighborhoods I've mentioned are. Older homes, really beautiful homes as well. It's north of the University of Texas, so it has really great proximity to UT. And it's a mix. You get homes, you get some new builds that have been put in there where they've had teardowns. You also get some apartments, and it has great bikeability, has some parks located within the neighborhood, as most of these neighborhoods do. But a really great community and really great, cool homes. You'll have to take a look at the homes in this area. And then North Loop is right north of Hyde Park. A little bit smaller homes, was developed after Hyde Park, but that area flows into Hyde Park. There's coffee shops, lots of local shops in that area, and all of that is located right off I-35, west of I-35, north of University of Texas. So that is an area to check out and consider. The next neighborhood is Tarrytown. So Tarrytown is one of the most expensive areas in Austin, but it's a very beautifully maintained neighborhood, and it's got a lot of history there. It's on the west side of town, and within the neighborhood, it has a park, Mayfield Park, really beautiful natural preserve. It has really good schools, according to greatschools.org, and it's a beautiful neighborhood. Definitely on the higher end of homes, but it's a great neighborhood to check out. It's fun to drive through, and very close proximity into Austin, very close proximity into north and south off of Mopac. So you can hop on Mopac and make your way up into the north side of Austin, some of the northern suburbs, into the Domain area, or you can make your way south into South Lamar and some of the suburbs out south. That covers my top 8 areas to live in Austin. Now I'm going to cover a few hidden gems that I like to have my clients consider when they're looking at different areas to live in Austin. Of course, it really depends on where you want to work, what kind of feel you want, what kind of home you want. But these are some neighborhoods I would definitely look at. The first is St. Elmo. It is in South Austin. It's transforming. A lot of the homes there are being remodeled, and a lot of new restaurants and bars opening up in that area. So that's an area I would definitely look at. Another neighborhood to look at that I didn't cover is the Domain and North Austin. So the Domain is a shopping center, like an outdoor mall, and there's a lot of condos on top of those shops. It's very popular. It's a great place to rent as well, and walkability to a lot of shops and restaurants. And then in that neighborhood that surrounds that area, there's a lot of growth going on. It's been a neighborhood that's, of course, been a part of Austin for a long time, but I see it going through some transformation. There's a lot of people in that neighborhood that have lived there for many years, a lot of homes that are being updated and transformed, as well as now we have the Austin FC, and that stadium is in that neighborhood now. And so that's bringing some change about in that area, and it's becoming a new popular place to live. And then lastly, the other hidden gem is University Hills, Windsor Park. I mentioned that as part of Mueller. It's north of Mueller on the east side. The homes there are really neat. They have that mid-century modern feel. Windsor Park has smaller homes, and then University Hills has larger homes, but they were all built around the same time, 60s, 70s. And it's a really, again, the community is great in that area. Restaurants opening, it's starting to see some growth, as well as a lot of remodels going on in that area. So if you want a house that's older and has some style, but maybe has been opened up and great flooring, things like that, there's a lot of remodels going on in that area. They also just opened a new middle school in the Mueller area that feeds into that neighborhood. So I think it's a great pick, especially if you want access into downtown as well. So those are my top neighborhoods in Austin, plus my hidden gems. please give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Of course, I've missed some. Obviously, there's more than 8 neighborhoods. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And if you need to talk more about neighborhoods, I'm a realtor in the Austin area. Check out my team, Hutchison Property Group, on Google, and give us a call. Thanks.